Hello everyone, my name is Ethan Mitchell and I am very excited to announce that this is my first ever review. And today we're going to talk about Father's Day. Now, Father's Day is less than a week away, and if you've been thinking about getting a drone for Dad, I have two drones that you need to keep in mind. Hi guys, welcome back and let's get right into it. The two drones we're going to talk about today are the DJI SPark, that'd be this little guy right here, and we're going to talk about the Yuneec Breeze, this guy right here, and this one you may have seen in Walmart recently. So both these drones are very small and very easy to travel with. Both of them are small enough to fit easily into a backpack or suitcase and travel with. I have never had a problem going through the airport security with either one of these drones. So let's talk about flight times with both of these drones. The DJI SPark, it advertised as flight time of 16 minutes, but I average about 13. And the Yuneec Breeze is advertised, I believe, at 12 minutes, but I usually average around 10. Now, both flight times will vary depending on what type of flying you're doing and depending on the wind. Now, you may be thinking 13 minutes, 10 minutes, that's not really a lot of time to get up and fly around and take a lot of good pictures. But I have found that if you plan your shot and have a good idea of what you want to get, 10 minutes, 13 minutes is plenty of time to quickly pop up and get some nice footage. Recharge time on the batteries is about the same. I'm averaging about 40 minutes for a full recharge, and that's also going to vary depending on how low the battery is. So let's talk about the apps that control both of these drones. The DJI 4 Go app is a really nice app and it has a ton of features. It's actually the same app that DJI uses to control all their other drones. The big disadvantage I find with this app is that because of that, it has so many features and so many menus in it that it can be a bit confusing to navigate and really take some time to really get used to and get comfortable with. The one thing I really do like about the DJI app is that all the menus are somewhat transparent so that when you're accessing each of the menus, you can still see the video feed from the drone, which comes in really handy. The Breeze app is very simple, very clean, and is very intuitive. I think it's a lot less going on and it just tells you what you really need to know. Both these apps are very similar in that the fact that they both display battery level, distance from home, altitude, and camera controls. More similarities into the apps is both apps have the ability to turn down the controls of the drone. That way you can really get precision flying and make your movements very, very smooth, which will make your footage come out much better. Now, as a side note, both these apps tend to work better with the Apple products. I have used both the Apple and Android, and both these apps definitely work much better with Apple. They both work just fine with Android, but I've noticed the app running a little slower. The video feed has a slightly more lag to it and just doesn't work as quickly as it does on the Apple line. So if you're getting into drones that are controlled with an application, I would recommend putting your device in airplane mode and closing all other apps. When you're flying a drone with an app, you want to make sure your device is putting all of its resources to that app that is actually keeping that drone in the air. By putting your device in airplane mode and closing the other apps, you reduce the risk of your app crashing because of phone calls or any other notifications that may happen. So let's talk about noise. Both these drones are very, very small, but they do make a lot of noise. Not as much compared to the bigger drones, but they still make a lot of noise. And they are going to draw a lot of attention, especially when they're on the ground or close to the ground. You really need to get up around 30 to 40 feet before that noise starts to really decrease. The iconic swarm of bumblebees sound is just a dead giveaway that a drone is close by. So let's talk about the main difference between both of these drones. The biggest difference and the biggest advantage that the DJI SPark has is that it has a mechanical gimbal. Now, the stabilization that this gimbal produces is awesome. The Breeze, on the other hand, only has digital stabilization, which does a really good job, but If your controls are any jerky at all, and if there's any kind of wind, you're going to notice it in the footage. Another big difference of the two drones is that the DJI SPark only films in 1080p at 30 frames per second. That's all you get. The Yuneec Breeze, on the other hand, can do 4K unstabilized at 30 frames per second, 1080p stabilized at 30 frames per second, and 720p stabilized at 60 frames per second, which in my opinion is really nice. Another difference between the two drones is that the DJI SPark features a memory card slot, which you can plug in a small SD card, and the Yuneec Breeze has internal memory only, and I believe it's 16 gigs. Another big difference between the two drones is that the DJI SPark has obstacle avoidance in the front, which is really handy, and if you're not paying attention, it will prevent you from running into something. The one thing I don't care for on the obstacle avoidance is that the obstacle avoidance is only in the front. And honestly, when you're filming, you're going to see what's in front of you. If I had the option, I would rather the obstacle avoidance be on the sides or in the back, because you can't see those directions when you're flying. So let's talk about the similarities between these two drones. Both drones have GPS that feature return to home, altitude hold, and plenty of smart flight modes that do orbit, journey, a whole slew of things. One of the other differences between the DJI SPark and the Yuneec Breeze that I feel that I was not aware of when I bought the SPark is that DJI has incorporated into its app a geo-safe no-fly zones. So what that means is that when you power up the drone, if it recognizes that it's in a no-fly zone, it will not let you take off. You have to go through a process to unlock that to be able to take. So enough of me talking, let's check out what these drones look like and what they really can do. Okay, so let's talk about what really matters the most and what's on everybody's mind, and that's price. So as of right now on Amazon, the DJI SPark by itself, and that's with the drone, a battery, and a case, costs $350. You can also get the Fly More package that has the remote, 2 batteries, and a soft case, and a power bank charger that can charge up 3 batteries at one time for $550. If you're leaning towards the SPark, I definitely recommend getting the Fly More package. Having that extra battery comes in very handy, and the remote for the SPark unlocks a ton of features and really brings the SPark into a different category of drone. The Yuneec Breeze on Amazon right now is $180, and that comes with 2 batteries and a charger. And I think for $180, that's an outstanding deal. I've also seen this drone at Walmart right now for $150 that actually comes with the case, one battery, a charger, but it also comes with a Bluetooth remote that really helps control the drone and get really smooth movements. So bottom line, both of these drones are really nice and would be a great Father's Day gift. If your budget is closer to that $400 mark, then I really recommend you getting the SPark. You're not going to be disappointed. But if you're on the fence about getting the drone, whether you'd like it or not, and you're really not willing to spend over $200, I really recommend Yuneec Breeze. The Breeze is great. It's a perfect starter drone, and it has everything you're going to want in a drone. So if you have any questions regarding these two drones, please leave me a comment below. I have flown both of these drones a lot. They have traveled with me to many different places, and I've really had a blast with both of them. I will leave links to the spec sheets in the comments below if you'd like to check those out. And thank you for watching. I've really enjoyed making this video. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos like this and our travel videos, please subscribe and hit the bell for notifications.